I went and saw the new Spider-Man movie today. And it does all of these really cool, fun Spider-Verse ideas and is so poorly written and so poorly directed and staged at almost every turn that it's just a terrible movie.
That's too bad to hear. I kind of suspected it because, to be fully honest, like I don't enjoy the other two Tom Holland starring Spider-Man movies. Like I don't think any of them have been good so far.
The screenplay sucks. It is so written. They put so much into all of these characters, but it all kind of feels equally like too much and yet somehow barely anything at all. I don't know how that makes sense.
No, I agree. And it's surprisingly really lacking in charm, even though it's trying so hard to.
Wow, great way to put it.
Really charming.
And there are a couple of charming performances in the movie.
Yeah.
There are characters who come in and out that really don't get like the whole movie's worth to actually be a full character, which is frustrating. Not like because like they're like immediately killed off or something, just because like the plot takes you elsewhere and you're just like, oh yeah, I guess like we haven't fucking seen this person in like 30 minutes or something.
Right.
And so like that kind of just like there's like no urgency, no tension. The action and the presentation, the introduction of most of the characters are all so ridiculously poorly staged and awkward, and I just I'm blown away by it.
Man.
There's a couple of performances that really land. Zendaya is good. She's a good fucking actress, turns out. I mean, I've seen her in other things and she's good. So but you know what I mean? Like, big surprise, the good actor is a good actor, and so she's good in that. I don't like Tom Holland. There's another performance that, like, I guess if we're not spoiling the movie because it's still a new movie, I shouldn't talk about the other performance that's a really good performance in the movie. But there's another performance in the movie that's like probably my best supporting actor of the year.
Cool. I mean, I haven't seen it, so I guess I'll leave it unspoiled. So I'll go in without knowing. But to be honest with you, I'm probably, so full disclosure, we're recording this. This is coming out, I think, on the 29th. Right. I might be wrong, but we're recording this on Tuesday, December 21st. So it's just after the weekend Spider-Man opened, and I just remember I was so annoyed because a few days before the opening was coming, even though I had known that the ticket sales on Fandango had been like the largest ever since Endgame, even the pre-sales were huge on Spider-Man. There were all these articles coming out that's like, oh, Sony's predicting like a much like lower opening weekend, which even to that it was like 140 million or something like that.
Yeah, it's
and
like
the whole
fucking
time,
eat me. Like it's like in a weekend it became the highest grossing film of the year. Like, are you fucking kidding me?
And dude, like the whole time I was reading it, I was just like, this is Spider-Man. Like,
it's
how many times has a Spider-Man movie come out and like everyone's just thought like, oh, it's Spider-Man, this won't be that big, and then like the first Sam Raimi is just like instantly one of the highest grossing movies of all time.
And it's like every Spider-Man is that. You have to really be a bad Spider-Man movie to turn people off from it. Yeah. And it always comes to a point of excess because there always is first success with Spider-Man and then excess, and then it kind of all falls apart. And when you have multiple generations of like the existing Marvel fan base and this being kind of like a sequel to the Sam Raimi films in its own weird way, is kind of a thing that I felt like I had it being like lorded over me. Like it was like being held where it was like, hey, this cool idea for a movie is being held hostage by a shitty film trilogy. And I'm like, well, you motherfuckers. And so I went and saw it, but I was like, I want to be able to experience this. Like my most inner nerd self would want to be into it. So I was like, I got to go see. I loved Into the Spider-Verse. And it's just like, it's just a movie that just is, it's just overly written, underdeveloped. I don't know how that makes sense, but it's overly written, underdeveloped, poorly staged. Oof.
That's really too bad to hear, honestly. But I wasn't. The point I was going to make is basically I'm not really planning on seeing this movie in theaters.
Yeah.
So that maybe it's a good thing not to spoil it, because I kind of feared that's what it would be. And it just always sort of felt like, I think you described it at one point in one of our previous episodes as sort of, it might even been the last episode on Family Stone, the new Spider-Man franchise, like putting on the dead corpse of like Sam Raimi's franchise and like dancing around or something with it. And that's sort of what it looks like. And the only reason why I'm gonna see it is because I want whatever information I need to have to be set up for the Doctor Strange movie that is going to be directed by Sam Raimi, and then I'm just going to watch the Sam Raimi
nothing
movie.
You need.
Nothing?
Absolutely nothing.
Okay. There's no, like, it's just basically because of the fact that this spell fucked up things now, that's why the multiverse of madness happens, probably. Well, I guess we should stop. We're getting into spoilers.
Yeah, I mean,
too bad to hear that No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home is not good.
Like they kind of put a button on it the way the movie's over, you know, if they are opening up a multiverse for, you know, they talk about obviously this is talking about the multiverse. So I imagine the idea of trap, but it's not like there's this whole like, whoa, now it's all open. Like that's not like how the movie ends or anything. It's like,
okay. Well, then never mind.
It's not the end of Evil Dead 2 of them all spiraling down a fucking, you know,
damn it,
just a phonograph. Sorry.
I want the opening of Multiverse of Madness to just be like Tom Holland, Doctor Strange in a car, just tumbling, falling out of the sky into a desert.
It is. There is. I mean, oddly enough, there's like a character that it might be interesting if they show up in Multiverse of Madness from this. But
okay.
But that
maybe I'll watch it.
It's no, there's like 2 or 3 things that are worth experiencing in it. I don't even know if there's 2 or 3 fully good scenes in the film.
That's too bad.
It's a bummer, and it's a bit of a piece of crap.
Yeah, I
think.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Please, because I was going to kind of, go ahead.
We can change the subject in a moment, but I was just going to say that Homecoming, really, I only enjoy for a few moments because of Michael Keaton. But the second one, I really didn't like the second Tom Holland Spider-Man movie. So I wasn't looking forward to this newest one. But yeah, that's all. I just wanted to say that, but I guess we could move on.
Yeah, man, it's a bummer.
Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah, it's a real bummer. But I guess there was like a moment that got me kind of emotionally. Oh. There was like a moment that got me emotionally.
Okay.
But it was truly down to just like real predictable ass tried and true Spider-Man shit that was like delivered by a couple of good actors. So I was like, yeah, that's, you got me.
Okay.
Like,
okay. I see.
But and when you should, I guess, see the movie at some point, but fuck that movie, whatever, fuck that movie. Yeah, it was not good, but there's like a couple of things of value in it. I'd probably give it a 3 out of 10.
Okay.